This could be the most important vision hack of the 21st century. A method so incredible, it can super strengthen your eyes and give anyone crystal clear 20/20 vision in a matter of weeks. It has been blatantly ignored by all mainstream media. Big Pharma paid doctors simply to refuse to acknowledge its existence. Your own ophthalmologist won't say a word about it. And yet, once this secret gets in the spotlight, it will destroy the multi-billion-dollar corrupt eye care industry and turn their profits into nothing more than dust. So if you're here, turn up your sound, pay close attention, and take notes, because you're minutes away from the most important discovery of your entire life. Hi, my name is Richard Hansen, and in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you how a terrifying hunting accident led me to uncover a natural vision loss remedy that's been used for centuries by the Navajo people and can give anyone who uses it a crystal clear 20/20 vision in just a few weeks, without prescription drugs, dangerous exercises, or expensive laser surgery. And that's not all. I'll show you how, even though this method has been known for centuries by people that have only recently included modern medicine in their healing practices, there is actually scientific evidence found in recent groundbreaking research published by a world-renowned team of scientists featured in the Journal of Clinical Investigation Insight less than a year ago, proving that this program is guaranteed to work for anyone, no matter if your vision loss was caused by type 2 diabetes, macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma, eye injuries, or other natural causes, or simply because of aging. You see, despite what you were led to believe, the real reason you haven't been able to restore your vision is directly linked to a dangerous leak happening inside your brain right now that's viciously attacking your eyes and causes almost irreversible damage to your ocular system. But once you understand how this process works, you'll be able to repair the damage it has done to your eyes and regain your 20/20 vision in just a few short weeks. In fact, this program is 100% natural, and it's guaranteed to work for you, no matter how bad your vision got over the years, no matter if you're 18 or 80 years old, or if you've been suffering from this condition for a year, 10 years, or for all your life. So if you feel that your vision is getting worse by the day, and doctors are telling you that there is not much you can do about it, it's all right to be skeptical right now. I understand. After all, you've been lied to and manipulated all this time, and led to think that the only way to restore your vision is through risky and expensive eye surgery. But today, you can change all this, because even if this presentation sounds too good to be true, I promise you, you will want to hear every single word of it, as it is guaranteed to completely change everything you thought is true about why you've been losing your sight, and give you the only natural solution to regain your perfect vision in just a few weeks. Over 92,000 men and women of all ages from around the world have already followed this program and restored their eyesight. Here are some of their stories. Sarah Clements, 46-year-old from St. Louis, says, "I've been wearing contact lenses for the past 7 years, and it's been driving me crazy. I've even had a severe infection when I lost one of them in the back of my eye. It was horrible. I can't be more grateful for this program that made it so I could get rid of my glasses fast. I can't believe I'll never have to wear those again." Magda Rozanov, 52 years, from Michigan, says, "This blew my mind. I started the program just a few days ago, and my vision is better than it's been for the last 14 years. I cried a little when my doctor showed me the test results. I wish more people knew about this. It's liberating to leave your glasses at home and see all the wonders around you freely. Thank you so much." Michael Kingsman, 42 years old, from New York, says, "I was nearsighted since I was 18. So I must have gone through a dozen pair of glasses and who knows how many contact lenses so far. Now, I'm just thrilled that I won't have to go to the doctor for another prescription again." Or Ronald Kurtz, a 55-year-old from Idaho, who says, "I was both nearsighted and farsighted, and my doctor told me that surgery is off limits for me. So I was stuck with wearing those thick, heavy glasses that are so uncomfortable. At the end of the day, I felt like my head was going to explode. I can't tell you how I feel now that I don't have to wear them anymore." Stories like the ones you heard are amazing, but they aren't unique. I receive messages like this every day. And each one of the tens of thousands of people who have tried this program agree to the same thing, that this program has completely changed their lives. And I should know better, because not too long ago, I was in their shoes. You see, I've been nearsighted since high school, but I only realized how much it had advanced a few years ago When my coworkers started mocking me for bringing every paper 2 inches away from my face so I could read. They used to call me Squinter, like bullies on the school playground. Our new colleagues didn't even know my real name. Squinter was just perfect for me. I felt ashamed, humiliated, and isolated by everyone. When I finally had the courage to go see a doctor, I found out that my myopia had already gone to negative 1.50. So I got a prescription for glasses, and he assured me that if I wear them all the time, it would stop from advancing. Now, the first week I wore them, I couldn't get rid of the gruesome headaches unless I took the glasses off for at least an hour. And sometimes that wasn't enough. I just had to go lay down because I had the feeling my head was going to pop open. And the worst part is that everyone thinks you're just whining for no reason, even though it can drive you absolutely insane. You have to live with this annoying pain every single minute of every single day. So I went back to the doctor and asked him for contact lenses. I thought, spending all that money on glasses when I could have just stuffed some invisible little lenses in my eyes and that's it. Yet again, boy oh boy, was I wrong. The contacts were even worse. I think eyewear should come with a huge warning sign saying, "This will most likely hurt some way or another." I got the monthly disposable lenses, so it was supposed to be easy peasy. But these things inevitably turn you into a clean freak, obsessed with every single little germ or speck of dust that may wander around. I followed every hygiene rule to the letter, every single day, except for one. One night I just couldn't find my special cleansing solution, so I rinsed them with tap water. Next day, my eyes started to itch like crazy, and I couldn't stop tearing up. I looked like I'd been crying for hours. My wife rushed me to the hospital, where I found out I had gotten some bacteria in my contacts, which were getting pretty comfy inside my eyes. I had to put antibiotic drops for 14 days, which stung like hell and left me unable to see clearly. And since I couldn't wear contacts, I had to go back to the glasses. Only that, surprise, surprise, my glasses were now useless. I put them on, I took them off, wiped them clean, put them on again, and repeated the whole process about 10 times until I realized how ridiculous it was. The glasses were too weak for me now, so I made another appointment with my doctor to find out why my vision was getting worse, despite my constant wear of contacts and glasses. He didn't seem surprised at all. He didn't even flinch. Apparently, a lot of people come back with the same problem. Being naive like I am, I asked why. His answer? Get this. He said, because people don't wear their glasses properly. I opened my mouth to say something, but I just couldn't gather myself to ask, what's the proper way to wear a pair of glasses? You put them on, and then you leave them there. What else is there? I thought maybe I was lucky enough to get the worst doctor in the area, but I asked other nearsighted and farsighted friends if they had the same problem, and they all confessed that they've had to change their lenses so many times, they've lost count. So all glasses do is help you see where you're going, what you're reading, and what not to step into, but only if you keep changing the lenses. They don't really help you improve your vision or even stop it from getting worse. And contact lenses have the same super ability of doing absolutely nothing in the long term. And as a bonus, you also get an increased risk of infection and injury. Okay, so what am I supposed to do now? I asked my doctor. I swear, he didn't even wait for me to finish the question when he started telling me about this laser surgery that will almost give me supernatural vision in no time, and I'll be able to throw my glasses out the window if I wanted to. Well, it all sounded magical, but getting an eye surgery? What if something happens during the process? I don't care if it's the safest, simplest surgery in the world. It's my eyes we're talking about here. So I went home and started digging for info, hoping I'll find something absolutely horrible that can serve as the perfect excuse to chicken out of the whole thing. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy. In less than 5 minutes, I found dozens of articles and hair-raising forum threads with detailed explanations about the risks of laser surgery. Horrible infections, sensitivity to light, damaged cornea, unbearable pains, constant itchiness, and a high possibility of blindness later in life. And all that for the tiny price of just a few $1,000s per eye. Just reading other people's experiences gave me cold shivers down my back, but I was desperate and I needed to find a solution fast. So I looked online for alternative solutions and decided to try them all. Chinese herbs, acupuncture, expensive pills, strange exercises, everything on the list. I was so desperate to find something, anything that worked, that I started tricking myself into believing I was making progress. I wish I'd known about this natural formula before the terrible hunting accident that nearly got my father killed right before my eyes. And I want to stress the fact that I was wearing my contacts, but I was so used to my vision getting worse and worse, I didn't even notice just how bad it got. Let me explain. Last autumn, we were out hunting. It's been a family tradition for generations and an amazing father-son bonding time. You see, I come from a long line of Navajo people, and I'm as proud as can be of my roots. Unfortunately, since my father stopped living on the reservation about 3 generations ago, moving to some of the bigger cities in the U.S., I've lost contact with the wonderful and mysterious culture of my people. The only thing I have left is the hunting tradition that's been passed from generation to generation. And I'm happy to chew anyone's ear off about our extraordinary hunting skills and the many awards my father has won along the years. So there we were, in the forest, quietly and patiently waiting, when I thought I saw a deer moving in the bush right in front of me. I took my gun, aimed, and shot right at it. Next thing I hear is a blood-curdling scream coming from the bushes. My hand literally froze on the gun. I turned around to face my father, who I thought was sitting right behind me, and he wasn't there. I rushed to the bushes, and there he was, lying on the ground, covered in blood. I took him in my arms, put him in the car, and rushed him to the hospital as fast as I could. Doctors kept asking me what happened, but I honestly had no idea. I just couldn't tell the difference between a wild animal and my own dad. It was truly devastating. Luckily, the doctors told me the bullet hit his left arm and missed all the major arteries. Otherwise, I honestly don't know how I could have lived with myself. So imagine my shame and horror when my family found out about my hunting accident, where I almost shot my own father to death because of my vision loss. I was already sunk in depression, and I wouldn't leave the house for weeks after the incident. Even my father was trying to convince me it could happen to anyone, just to get me out of bed and go on with my life. One morning, I heard my bedroom door bang open against the wall, and there he was, my father, with my luggage in his hand, telling me to get up and get going. "Where?" I asked. "To your granddad," he said. "He's going to do something about your eyes, even if it's the last thing he does." I knew my granddad moved back to the Navajo reservation a few years before, and I hadn't seen him since. You see, my grandfather was part of a long line of respected Navajo hunters. People in his community said he could spot a deer from a mile away with one eye closed, even on the rainiest day. He was the one that taught my father everything he knew about hunting, and I had great respect for both of them. If he insisted on seeing me after the hunting accident, I could only imagine how disappointed and angry he was. But when I got there, the first thing he told was this: "You're staying here for a month, and you're going to get your vision back." Now, even though I respected my grandfather and I knew he was well known in his community for his perfect eyesight, I just couldn't see how a month with him would help me restore my vision. But I was feeling so guilty about shooting my father that I just smiled and nodded and told my grandfather I couldn't wait to get started. So the next morning, my granddad woke me up and told me everything was set up for me. I went outside, and all I found was a glass full of a strange liquid that he made for me. I asked him, "What's this for?" "It's to help your eyes," he said. "Drink this every morning, and you'll start seeing the effects very soon." I raised an eyebrow, but I drank it anyway, and to be honest, it was surprisingly tasty. A few days passed with me performing the same little ritual each morning. At first, I didn't notice any major changes, except for the fact that my energy levels had gone up, and I was able to focus a lot better than before. I was feeling pretty ashamed since I wasn't seeing any improvements. However, my grandfather encouraged me to keep going. But then, the very next day, something very strange happened. You see, until that day, every morning when I woke up and forgot to put on my glasses, I would instantly get vertigo and my head would start to hurt. But this time was the other way around. When I put on my glasses, all of a sudden, I couldn't see very well. For a split second, I actually thought those weren't my glasses. So I took them off. I put them on. Then I took them off again. It was incredible. I was actually seeing better without glasses. I immediately grabbed a book and started reading, and it was quite shocking. For the first time in years, I didn't have to keep it right before my eyes. I could read like any normal person. Of course, I couldn't see perfectly. I had to make an effort to read at a natural distance. Still, the squinting days were history. That gave me enough motivation to keep the routine for the full month. Every day, I drank this special mix my grandfather had prepared for me. Each night after dinner, my granddad would come test me. He brought me a book and made me read from it to see how much the routine helped. It was amazing. After a month was almost done, I could actually see like a normal person. That's when my grandfather came to me and told me that he was going to give me the final test the next day. But the next morning, when he woke me up and told me what I have to do, I immediately said no. He wanted to take me hunting and prove to me that I have no reason to worry about my eyesight anymore. But that wasn't it. No, he put a gun in my hands and then hid in the woods. He was so confident my eyesight was perfect, he was risking his own life to prove it. I was shaking like a leaf, but the second I put the gun up to aim, I understood why he was so confident. I couldn't remember a time when I saw this clearly, and I've been hunting since I was 18. It was the most incredible thing. In just a few weeks, I had crystal clear eyesight like never before. My granddad told me to keep following the routine for another month to make sure the results would last. He wrote me the recipe, and I continued to follow it religiously every day, testing my results and writing down every improvement. In just a few weeks, I had officially restored 20/20 vision, just by following my granddad's century-old routine. And just when I thought things couldn't get better, somehow they did. I started seeing better in the dark. I started noticing details around the house I had previously no clue about. And an amazing thing I discovered, no matter how much effort I made and how much work I had to do, I never got a headache again. You know those stressful, busy days when you work yourself so much your head is about to explode, your eyes are red and stinging? Well, that never happens to me anymore. The drink my granddad prepared for me contains special organic compounds that nourish the eyes from the inside out, so they have everything they need to support any sort of effort. After that, I visited my grandfather to thank him for the tremendous help he'd given me. I told him he's a better doctor than any one of those I'd been to with their useless fancy diplomas. And that's when he said something that suddenly woke me up to the reality I'd been living all my life. He told me, "You know what's sad? That right now, scientists are discovering the same things that we, the Navajo people, have known for centuries. If we went out and said it, people would think of us as crazy old fools. But if a scientist says it, it must be true. Richard, you now live in another world. When you have a problem, you go to the doctor who gives you pills. Those pills create other problems, and then you take more pills, getting caught in a whirlpool you can't escape from. But worst of all is that you choose this life yourself. If I had come to you before the accident and told you, follow this method and you'll get perfect vision again, would you have listened? No, you would have thought I was insane because you trusted modern medicine more than your own heritage. Now, when your medicine disappoints you so brutally, you're willing to give the Navajo remedies a try. And now you'll see what you've missed all these years. All I can tell you is that I was blown off my feet. And then I made an appointment with my doctor. Weirdly enough, he wasn't the only surprised one. I was too. Even though he had seen me just 8 months before, he was all ready to give me a new prescription for glasses without even wondering why my vision was degrading so fast. He asked me the regular questions, read the first line, then the next one, then the next one, and I could see that he was waiting for me to say, "Oh, it's all blurry now, I can't see a thing." Usually that happens in a matter of seconds. Now, I was able to read every single letter perfectly, all the way to the bottom of the chart. When I got to the last line, the tiny little ones that probably only someone with supernatural powers can see, I was so giddy I kept laughing all the way to the last letter. My doctor thought I memorized the whole thing just to mess with him, so he made me go through 4 more tests, some of them used by the military when they want to recruit people with superhuman eyesight. I aced all of them, one by one. My doctor was staring at me like I was an alien. He just couldn't understand what happened. And to be honest, neither could I. So I decided to do a little research and see what's behind my grandfather's formula. There had to be a scientific reason behind it, and I was going to discover it. I started with the ingredients. The first one that caught my attention was quercetin. As it turns out, this amazing plant not only helps strengthen your sight and restore your vision, but also protects it against a toxic chemical called PM 2.5. Now here's where things get very interesting. So listen closely. This toxic chemical, also known as PM 2.5, is a complex of very small droplets and nanoscopic particles of solid matter, which get into the air and ultimately is inhaled by your lungs. These particles pollute the air and come from various sources, from motor vehicles to forest fires and the gas in your car, and are literally everywhere in the air we breathe. It gets scarier. They are extremely tiny, smaller than 2.4 microns, which is literally 97% smaller than the diameter of a human hair. And the reason these particles are so dangerous for your body is that they contain toxic metals. And since they are so small, these poisonous chemicals are able to penetrate your lungs and get inside your bloodstream. I didn't understand what this had to do with my vision loss, but I kept digging deeper and struck gold. A groundbreaking study made by scientists at the China Medical University in Taiwan and recently published in the Journal of Investigative Medicine has directly linked air pollution to vision loss. Now, we all know that China is one of the most polluted countries in the world. So according to this study, the researchers analyzed air quality on nearly 40,000 people over 50 years old who lived in the urban areas of Taiwan. They concluded that people who were exposed to pollutants like the PM 2.5 particle were 200% more likely to develop eye problems, including significantly increased risk of macular degeneration. But it didn't stop there. Another study made by a team of researchers from the University College of London and recently published in the Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science directly linked the PM 2.5 particle to vision loss. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I looked over to see how bad things are here in the US, and it's truly horrifying. Take a look at this map showing the PM 2.5 levels in the US. This poisonous chemical is literally everywhere. In fact, the same thing happening in the US happens everywhere on the globe. No one can escape from it. Now, I couldn't help to ask myself, if the Navajo people have known about this remedy for centuries, then why did they need it back then? Since modern science tells us that pollution, which is responsible for the formation of this dangerous PM 2.5 chemical, has only been around for the past 60 years or so, because that's when this PM 2.5 was first discovered. While I kept digging, I struck gold. A 2013 study led by 15 of the most renowned scientists from the University of Utrecht in Netherlands, while measuring the chemical signature in ice samples spanning 2,100 years, they discovered high amounts of methane, which, as you may already know, is one of the key factors making up air pollution. They concluded that pollution existed as far back as ancient Rome, and while the PM 2.5 particle was only discovered 60 years ago, my grandfather's ancestors had been dealing with pollution for generations. And even if it weren't pollution, there were other things, such as age-related vision loss. Now, what I found next sent shivers down my spine. According to the same study from the University College of London, the reason why this PM 2.5 particle is so dangerous is that it enters your bloodstream and causes vein abnormalities literally everywhere in your body, including your brain and ocular system. These abnormalities allow your veins to leak certain fluids that block your vision and deteriorate your eyes with time. And it looked like my father's superfoods formula was attacking the problem on two fronts. First, they had the ability to flush out this PM 2.5 particle from your system. And second, to repair the damage it has done and restore your vision. I was amazed. I looked over the next ingredient, and this one did sound familiar to me. It was bilberry. Now, legend says that British Royal Air Force pilots, after eating bilberry jam for tea, bombed the enemy during World War II with devastating accuracy. Their night vision heightened by the powers of the inky blue fruit. In fact, bilberry is an extremely powerful antioxidant with anti-inflammatory properties. It both shields you against the PM 2.5 chemicals and strengthens your sight. The next on my grandfather's list was lutein. Now, lutein is a pigment that's extracted from marigold flowers, and it has some amazing benefits for your eyes. It's a natural anti-inflammatory and protects you from age-related macular disease, which is the leading cause of blindness and visual impairment. It naturally blocks blue light from reaching the underlying structures in the retina and not only reduces the damage that could lead to macular degeneration, but it also protects your eyes against this disease. Reading all this, it all made sense now. My grandfather's list had 5 more ingredients, all with amazing eye protection properties. All these ingredients, combined in these specific quantities, also have a role of forming a barrier and protecting you against the devastating effects of this PM 2.5 particle. It helps lower your blood sugar levels, boost your memory and focus, and skyrockets your energy levels. It also helps fight insomnia and even significantly lower your risk of age-related memory loss diseases. Reading all this information, it blew my mind. I was extremely excited to take this formula to my doctor and show him it's actually possible to restore your vision. I told him everything. How I shot my own father by accident, how my vision kept getting worse despite all the glasses and expensive contacts he gave me, and how I ended up following a Navajo program that fixed my eyesight in just a few weeks. I showed him everything my granddad showed me, I was waiting for a wow or an oh my god, but all I got was a disgusted look and a speech that left me in awe. My doctor told me that this was old news. A bunch of scientists already checked out these traditional methods and confirmed that they worked, but no one wanted to hear about them now. There are new ways now. There are surgeries and implanted contact lenses and modern technology, and if I wanted to follow these ancient methods, maybe I should go back to the village I came from because I'm not fit for the big city life. I was puzzled. On one hand, I wanted to punch him in the face. On the other hand, I knew he was so caught up in his modern reality that nothing could pull him out of it. And then it hit me. How many more people are there just like him? Just like I used to be. How many people trust modern medicine blindly, even though it disappointed them, or even hurt them, over and over again? Sure, many of them, just like my doctor, simply refuse to get out of their bubble and try something new, something guaranteed to help them, which had been used by hundreds of thousands of people who've restored their 20/20 vision throughout the centuries. But some of them have no clue there are other ways than the regular methods that are being forced on them. And if they knew, they'd be willing to give it a shot and see the incredible results by themselves. So after thinking it through, I decided to cheat the system and share this formula my own way, without their help. I'll admit, it wasn't easy at all. I needed something very easy to follow, and my grandfather told me that in order for this to work, the ingredients had to come from specific places and the recipe needed to be 100% pure. So I asked my grandfather to help me find what I was looking for. After weeks of researching, we found the right company to help us with this. We had the formula and knew how it worked, so we needed to make sure the ingredients were sourced keeping the same high quality. To be honest, this was extremely difficult. There are a lot of folks out there just trying to profit on your goodwill. People trying to make a quick buck who don't care about the quality of the ingredients. My grandfather and I searched every corner of the world until we found the right ingredients. We only wanted to work with certified manufacturers to make sure that we got top quality ingredients. It was an excruciating job. It took us several weeks, but we finally did it. I cried like a child as I was holding the formula that made me a normal human being again. We called it Eyesight Max. The all-natural Navajo formula that restores your vision without drugs, expensive surgery, or dangerous exercises in just a few weeks. Now, you probably have two questions at this point. How do I get my hands on this incredible natural formula? And when and in what quantities should I take this supplement? I'll admit, it's hard for me to answer the first question. The truth is, most of the ingredients used to make this formula are really difficult to source, which makes our ability to keep high stocks of Eyesight Max on hand almost impossible. Everyone that has already tested Eyesight Max and restored their vision keeps asking us for more bottles for themselves and for their families and friends, basically making our stock run out in days every time we get a new shipment. And very important, we produce Eyesight Max in small batches only. Once we run out, you'll have to wait another 3 months. This way we can keep the quality of our product high, so it will be 100% efficient. Since you're here right now, your product is reserved. But if you leave this page, we cannot guarantee supply when you come back. Now, before I answer the second question, when and what quantities you should take this supplement, there is something very important you need to know. To make this formula work for you depends on what your goal is and what the severity of your vision loss is, and how long you've been exposed to the PM2.5 particle. Based on a test we made on 5,992 men and women, together with our partnering labs, we looked at the severity of their vision loss and the PM2.5 exposure. I must say the results were shockingly bad. So our safe response is this: don't risk it. After seeing the results of 92,000 people from all over the world, for everyone that suffers from vision loss, we recommend taking at least 3 bottles of Eyesight Max, enough for a period of 90 days. And if you want to be completely safe and don't take any chances, then we recommend at least 6 bottles or more. This way you will be absolutely sure to restore your vision 100% naturally. People like you and me, we have long forgotten how amazing these remedies can be. But the Navajo people still guard the secrets of nature and use them to stay healthy and strong all throughout their lives. This vision restoration loss formula that I have tested on myself, as well as tens of thousands of other people, is so powerful that it can restore your vision in a few weeks. Once you've flushed out this dangerous toxin out of your body, you will not have to deal with this embarrassing problem ever in your life. And there are 92,000 people and counting who've tried it ever since I started spreading the word. I get dozens of messages from them every single day telling me about their incredible results. Jonas Grant, 48 years old, from Arizona says, "You were right, Richard. I thought I'll never follow through on the program, like I never do with any treatment, but this one worked great on me. So I kept doing more and more until I got 20/20 vision in 3 weeks. Like you said." Hannah Lane, 52-year-old grandmother from Wyoming says, "Oh dear, I look back and think, seriously? All those glasses, all those pairs of contacts, and for what? Why go through all that trouble when this is so much more comfortable and you don't even realize when the program is over and you're all fixed? I'm still in shock." Gary Schmidt, a 72-year-old retired professor, says, "I was raising money to get surgery, and then I saw this and gave it a try. Bye-bye surgery. I now have 20/20 vision and about $4,000 that I won't be spending on doctors and recovery, that's for sure. Thanks a million. You saved me from the worst mistake of my life." These are just 3 of the 92,000 people that have tried the Navajo program ever since I put this video up, and my inbox is full of messages just like these from people who just can't believe they've restored their eyesight naturally. Right now, they're not wearing glasses or contact lenses anymore, which is great. But the best thing is that they finally got rid of all the headaches, the uncomfortable pains and itches, the risk of infection, eye damage, and even blindness. And as a bonus, they stopped wasting money on new prescriptions, doctors, eye creams, and medication. And that's why it was so hard to put a price on it. Because for me, it's more about spreading the word than it is about the money. But unfortunately, in these days, even sharing a revolutionary new method like this one doesn't come free. Putting together a system, making the website, spreading it on the internet, and even putting aside some money just in case we'll ever have to fight those people who are so desperately trying to get the formula removed from the internet, all these things are expensive. To be honest, at first I had no idea how to proceed. So after consulting with my grandfather, I decided to make this video and put it up on the internet. So here's how you can be 100% sure the Navajo program is the real deal and the results are just as good as promised. First of all, it will cost you pennies compared to all of the other alternatives. I am completely against overpriced products because I know exactly what it's like to be tricked into buying expensive stuff that does diddly squat. Some internet experts recommended charging $247 for the program. My face probably twisted in an unnatural way because they rushed to tell me I could charge even more if $247 isn't enough for me because the product is really good and it would sell anyway. And yet I wanted to charge the minimum possible, and I mean the tiniest price they could possibly come up with. Of course, they looked at each other like I was insane and tried to convince me I could get riches, fame, and a special place in paradise with my name written in gold letters. But I kept insisting that they come up with the minimal price, so they did as I wished. The results of this productive little talk is that right now, I am able to tell you, you won't have to pay $247 or $147 or even $99. I'm happy to say that today, you can finally restore your 20/20 vision naturally and get Eyesight Max for just $69 and not a penny more. This money will be used to keep the website up and running, pay the tech team behind the video, and a little surprise for you. A special customer service team that will be here for you 24/7 to help you with any questions or dilemmas you may have about the program. They know everything there is to know about the program. Most of them have already tried it themselves and are now enjoying their 20/20 vision. So you can ask them anything that crosses your mind. And I'm going to do something better. Our manufacturing partner gave us permission to offer a discount on the 6-bottle package of Eyesight Max. You can get them for only $49 per bottle, and you also get free shipping for as long as the supply lasts. Now, if this sounds good for you, here's what you need to do next. Select the 6-bottle package or any other package you want. Hit the button below and fill the form on the other page. Once you've secured your order, in 7 days from now, you'll get an Eyesight Max right at your doorstep. This program is about to turn your life around. So here's what I'm going to do next. Once you've selected your package below, hit the order button and secure your order. You're going to get a 60-day money-back guarantee on Eyesight Max. No questions asked, no hassle, no red tape. If you don't experience great results with this formula, if you are not excited and happy that you can finally see things even in the tiniest detail and just feel the joy that a normal person does, then just send me an email and I will refund your entire investment without asking questions and with no hard feelings whatsoever. Just imagine this. In almost no time, you'll be feeling the first results, and let me tell you, they feel good. Suddenly, it's like your eyes are cleared of a heavy fog that's taken over your vision for years, stopping you from seeing the wonderful things around you and forcing you to wear glasses or contacts just to see your kids' faces better or understand what's going on TV or simply to be able to do your work. You end up believing that's just normal. They say it comes with age or maybe with spending too much time in front of the computer. But once you start this program, you'll see for yourself that having perfect vision can be achieved effortlessly, and it's the most natural thing in the world. In just a few weeks, you'll throw your glasses into the bottom of some drawer and forget about them forever. And then, if you want, you can go to your doctor and let him check your eyesight. You'll be impressed to see that you've gained 20/20 vision without putting in any special effort, without surgery or medication. And I will bet you $100 right now that your doctor will make you take the test at least twice, because he simply won't be able to understand what has happened to your eyes. That's how powerful the Navajo program is, and it's absolutely amazing that after so many centuries, it still works like a Swiss watch. Better than any other option out there, ranging from the most expensive eyewear to surgical interventions. Right now, this program is one click away from you. 1 second. Just click on the button below and we'll have the package sent to your door. You have a full 60-day money-back guarantee that protects your investment the whole time, so there's no risk whatsoever. Although, when you think of what you're risking here, compared with what you spend on one single visit to the doctor, not including the cost of glasses or contacts that you have to change over and over again, this is a one-time fee for a program that will last you for years to come, if not for a lifetime. But even so, it's a guaranteed risk-free program, so you don't have to worry about a thing when you press that button. As I said before, the only thing you lose is your favorite pair of glasses. But what you gain, crystal clear 20/20 vision in just 3 weeks, completely naturally without any side effects. Well, I think that can compensate for the loss of your glasses at least 100 times over. Now look, this isn't a decision you need to sleep on. It's either restoring your eyesight now or slowly going blind for the rest of your life. Right now, you have to choose between seeing perfectly in just a few weeks from now or spending your whole life changing lenses because your vision keeps getting worse. Think about your health. Think about your job, your family, your money, your time. Why force yourself to go through this when you can choose the easy way, the natural way that restores your vision effortlessly, and also dirt cheap if you compare it to any other method? So don't waste another second. Select the 6 bottles package or any other package you want. Click on the button below and give Eyesight Max a test try now. Still here? No worries. I understand. Especially given the amazing secrets that I've revealed in this presentation. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me answer some of the most important questions we receive about Eyesight Max, so you can go ahead and select one of the packages below with full confidence. Is Eyesight Max right for me? I'll admit, I get this question quite often, and the answer is always the same. If you suffer from vision loss and haven't been able to stop the deterioration of your eyesight, then Eyesight Max is definitely right for you. The root cause of your vision loss is a dangerous brain leak, which is caused by a little-known yet highly dangerous chemical called PM 2.5. Found everywhere on Earth, from the food you eat, to the air you breathe, to the water you drink, which enters your bloodstream and causes almost irreversible damage to your eyes. The key to fighting this invisible enemy is a set of natural compounds found in some specific traditional Navajo dishes and known by the Navajo people for centuries. Eyesight Max is a 100% natural supplement, which contains all of the powerful ingredients from these superfoods, plus a mix of specific vitamins to boost its power. Once you start taking Eyesight Max, it will form a natural immune barrier to protect your eyes from the PM 2.5 infestation and start to repair the damage it has caused. And after this dangerous chemical is flushed out of your system, your vision will start to improve, and in almost no time you'll be back to the 20/20 crystal clear vision you deserved from the moment you were born. Is Eyesight Max safe to use? Extremely so. Eyesight Max has been successfully tested by more than 92,000 men and women from all over the world with absolutely no reported side effects. Well, maybe the only side effect is you keeping your money in your pockets and not funding Big Pharma's shady business. Eyesight Max addresses the real root cause of your vision loss in an extremely safe and natural way. Now, of course, if you suffer from allergies or other certain medical conditions at this very moment, we strongly advise that you consult with your medical doctor first. How should I use Eyesight Max? In order to achieve optimal results, we recommend you take 1 power capsule after breakfast, lunch, or dinner daily with a big glass of water. It should provide you with the necessary energy intake as well as extra protection against the dangerous PM 2.5 chemical. What do you mean by risk-free guarantee? We are so confident our formula will help you restore your vision that we decided to give a risk-free 60-day money-back guarantee when you secure your order today. Every single bottle of Eyesight Max comes with my personal promise. It will work for you and our 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Even if you're only 99% satisfied and you don't want Eyesight Max anymore, send us an email and we'll refund every penny you invested. No questions asked, no hassle, no red tape. For how long will Eyesight Max still be available? First of all, you should know that the only place you can get Eyesight Max is right here on this page. As for how long Eyesight Max will still be available on this page, I'm not really sure. History has shown us that Big Pharma are not going to sit on the bench and watch as their profits turn into dust. They'll spend as much money as they need in legal fees to shut down the site. This may be your last chance to get Eyesight Max. The choice is up to you, of course, but I wouldn't wait. This website might be gone if you accidentally hit the refresh button. Why haven't I heard of this before? So far, this Navajo secret has never left the community. It's been passed and secretly guarded from generation to generation. First of all, the Navajo people aren't extremely connected with the modern world we live in. And secondly, because most people would instantly reject this program because they blindly trust today's medicine. There is actual scientific evidence in a recent groundbreaking research published by a world-renowned team of scientists by the University College of London, proving this is guaranteed to work for anyone. If you're like me and modern medicine has disappointed you over and over again, promised you results that never happened, or worse, burdened you with horrific side effects, then this natural program is right for you. What happens after I click the buy button? Once you click on the link below, you will be redirected to our secure order page, where your package awaits. Once you finish your order, which will not take you more than 60 seconds, we will ship the package directly to your door. Then you can restore your 20/20 vision in just a few weeks with just one glass of water and a capsule per day. I hope I answered all your remaining questions. And by now, you can safely and confidently order your own supply of Eyesight Max today. Also, I feel like it's my duty to confess that in order to achieve the best results, my personal recommendation for you is to choose either the 6 or at least the 3-bottle package. So go ahead and secure your package now. Fill in the shipping details on the other side and start enjoying the benefits Eyesight Max has prepared for you. I look forward to hearing your success story.